Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. Well, here's my thought for tonight. When did school start moving? When did school start moving? All right, good evening. Today, Friday, although this is my Thursday show, children across parts of America are headed back to school. In August, every year I smile because I still expect school to start in September, like September. Okay? When I was growing up, September was something special because you knew what? You were going back to school after Labor Day. The mornings were a little cooler, the leaves were just beginning to change, and you knew a new season had arrived. Because I would just wait for the leaves to change. I knew something new. We would have something at church, would be a harvest time, a harvest tea. It was time for my mother to get the harvest tea together. I mean, you knew a new season had arrived. But going back to school really meant something. New school clothes. Ooh, I love new school clothes. Not because we needed them, but we were excited about the sweaters and the jackets and the long sleeves and the new winter coat and shoes that would carry us through the fall and winter and boots. Got all that. See, that was something to look forward to me because I came along during the September time. Today, many children return to school while it's still 90 degrees. It's going to be 90 degrees. And I remember thinking when Evelyn started school, she was 5, going to kindergarten, and I said, I have to get her some new clothes for school. In my little mind, I don't know what was going on in my head, but I wanted her to have all new school clothes. And I remember Alvin saying I had little dresses, little dresses with the little matching shoes and, a little pocketbook, and just all kind of stuff. He was like, girl, this girl is going to kindergarten and it's hot, and kids going to have on shorts. I was thinking, oh my God, I was grabbing my pearls. My child going to school in shorts on the first day of school. Oh, whose child is that? Well, baby, the second day of school she went in shorts because it was hot. It was hot. Oh my goodness. Anyway, times have changed, but one thing has not. Every school year is another chance to begin again. I love this time of year when freshmen are coming in at Clark Atlanta, Spelman, Morehouse, Dayu Center, Morris Brown, Emory, all over. I love first year students. My favorite classes to teach are first year students. You know what grades I like? I taught the 8th grade. I love the 8th grade, and I love first year students in college. I don't know what, it's just, those are my favorite grades to have taught and to teach. If I were ever to do it again, I have the time of my next time I come back on earth, that's what I would like to open my own school, maybe for just freshmen. I love them. Anyway, a new teacher can change your life. I know that. I know that some students said I changed their lives as first year students or freshmen at Clark Atlanta. A new friend can build confidence. You see them making friends in class. And you know how you make friends when you first go back to school. A new book can open a new world. Yes, it can. I don't know, children don't have books now. It's all online books, which is okay. If you came up with that, that's what you came up with. But I wish you could see the books in this house. Baby, I got a library that's off the chain. I just like the feel of books. I like to walk past and just look at the books and just say, they just look so delicious over there. Anyway, the important thing is that every child walks through those school doors believing this year is better than the last. Yes, and I was so glad to have Spelman do a story about intergenerational peace with me and a young lady at Spelman College. I'm 83, I'll be 84 Sunday, and she's 20 maybe. And anyway, Lauren Valentine, I had a great time with her because it was intergenerational conversations. I did something, I was like, they don't do that anymore. And she just laughed, and then I told her about some of the things that I was doing. It was just fun to talk to young people. I learned so much from them. They learn something from us, but I learn a lot from them because they got that new zeal on life. They're really excited about life and they're ready to just plunge. And you remember those days yourself. Learning is always in season. I say that all the time. Learning is always in season. It's never too late to learn. I don't care what age you are. There's some people on the other side of the screen that wants to take a class. Take the class. whatever the class is, you got money for all them shoes and all this bags and all that, take a class. And find and maybe take a class that gives you a certificate. But by all means, encourage young people to study. And you see, it's right in your hand. Well, it's right here now. Everything you want to know is right in your hand. You don't have to drag yourself like we used to have to do. Go to the library, get the Dewey Decimal System, which kids don't know anything about, or young people don't know anything about. Look the number up, go down, go to the stacks, find the number, go here, move the books, move the stacks till you get to the right, find out somebody, and then you find out the book has been checked out. Or in some cases, the page you want, somebody's torn it out. Oh my God. And y'all remember those days? Do you remember those days? Anyway, I'm just saying to you that education still changes lives. And this is a great time of year. I like to see the commercials of the young people walking and get, excited about being in school. And then conversely to that, they showed, I guess it was just the timing of the young man who killed 4 people here in Georgia, and then the father got sentenced, and he got sentenced at the same time. We're going back to school, and it didn't fit well in my spirit, because I don't want. It's always a copycat. He was a copycat. He wanted to be well known for killing people, and I'm hoping that we don't have anybody that wants to do that anymore. I don't get the point at all, but I'm hoping that we just don't have any mass shootings again, that people have got something else to do, or they can look at this, or they can find something else to do. I don't know what it is, but I do know that we must continue to study, we must continue to learn, we must encourage every student, encourage the teachers. The teacher needs somebody to say something nice to them. And also the bus drivers, and the janitor. Let me tell you, when I taught school in high school, baby, my best friend was the janitor and the secretary. There you go. Those are my best friends, because you need both. Those 2 people right there could take care of you, and you just need to have the janitor on your side. Abby, what's that, Abbott, that little Abbott show, Abbott Elementary, the janitor is a trip. But I'm telling you, the janitor who knows everything. They know everything. They see everything. They're in and out of everybody's room to hear all kind of conversations. Actually, that's how enslaved people used to know so much that worked in the big house, because they didn't pay them any mind. They talked in front of them. They were able to gather information. There's a movie like that, The Spook Who Sat by the Door. It's a good study. It's a good study. But anyway, I've gotten away from what we're talking about. Learning is always in season. Even what I'm talking about, learning is always in season. And I want you to take time with some child and read them a book, buy them a book, send them a book, or and when you give your gifts this Christmas, think about books. Or think about whatever it is people look at that they're going to learn from. Learning is always in season. Don't count yourself out because you say, I didn't get my degree from Clark Atlanta University, my doctorate, until I was 66 years old. All right? I'm not saying you got to wait that long, but I'm saying don't wait. If you want to go back to school, go back to school. Go back to school. I told you I was going to get myself together to go back to school. I have having some little setbacks right now. But if I, the health thing is a trip, people. It really is. But I'm telling you, if you want to go to school, go to school. But by all means, encourage that person. You see a child walking along, pay attention to make sure nobody's following that child. I do not understand how you send your child out by themselves with nobody and send them to school with a key around their neck. That I'll never understand when they're tiny, when they're small like that. Now, older kids, they know how to handle themselves a little better sometimes. But the young'uns, pay attention to them. There's some people out here that are mean and cruel and hateful, and psychologically something's wrong with them when they want to hurt and do something to a child, a girl child, boy child. There's something wrong with that, and they haven't gotten the help that they needed to overcome some of that. So let's look out for our children. Let's look out for our children, and let's fall in love again with school. Get you a book. Get you it's free online. get you something. But know that learning never goes out of style. And this is what you always know that doesn't go out of style. That I love you. And there is nothing you can do about it. My dog is right here, has come to say goodbye to it. But look at this dog. I wish y'all could see her right here. All right. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.